What's up everyone, welcome back. Today, as promised, I am here with a full wear test and review of the new Urban Decay All-Nighter Concealer. If you missed it, I did a first impression of it in like a big first impressions video that I filmed yesterday. It'll probably be up a couple days before this by the time you see it. So if you want to see like literal initial first impressions, you can go ahead and watch that. I'll link that down below and I'll also have it linked at the end of this video. But an overarching impression so far, overarching or overarching? I don't even know. But yeah, my general first impression was that I liked how it sat on my skin. It was nice and light. The coverage seemed pretty high, but not quite as high as like a Tarte Shape Tape type of a thing. I wore it all day yesterday. It held up really well. What I'm going to do today is apply it under both eyes, and then I'm also going to powder one side and then not powder the other just to see if it holds up without powdering it. Yesterday, I applied it with the Kat Von D setting powder that I always use. I also used it today to prime my eyes by itself and then set it with the Kat Von D setting powder, so I'll give you guys updates on how it wears throughout the day as an eye primer as well. Because usually I mix in a concealer with my eye primer as well, just because I like the way it gives like a nice skin-like finish to the lid. So I figured I would give it a chance. Because it's supposed to be so long wearing, maybe it'll make a great primer in and of itself, so we'll see. And I am also going to try to use it on my wrist to cover my tattoo because they said that it can cover tattoos. And I happen to have a few for us to test it on, so we're gonna zoom on in. I'm going to apply it under my eyes, and then we're gonna try to cover this tattoo. Okay, hair's clipped back. Let's get this application underway. It's got some work to do today. My under eyes are not looking their best. So compared to the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer, which, by the way, is also one of my favorites, this definitely has way more coverage, but the colors seem off. I use light neutral in the Naked Skin and it highlights under my eyes. To get a highlighted effect under my eyes with the all-nighter, I have to mix it with fair neutral, which is like super white. So I'm not really sure why that is, but it definitely does seem a little bit darker. So I'm just putting a little bit of both shades underneath. I could totally get away with just using light neutral, but it wouldn't give me that lifted effect, and I like that. It also says that you should only use a very little bit. This is kind of a very little bit if you're doing the whole highlighted under eye thing, because that's a lot of area to cover. Personally, I don't usually use a ton of concealer anyway. I'm not like one of those people that goes like full Instagram. It also says to apply it with your fingers, but I just can't do that with my nails because I'll just poke myself in the eye. My nails aren't like that long, but they're long enough to get in the way. I'm not sure what's going on here, but there's like one little patch of skin that it's not grabbing onto, and I don't know why. Once I went back over that and waited for it to dry for a second, it was fine. Weird though. I'm going to use it as a spot concealer here on the end of my nose where I had a little bit of redness. I get real dry skin on the end of my nose and then I pick it off and then it's not dry anymore, but then I have just like a red spot, but that covered it very nicely. And I'm going to go around my nostrils also. Now I'm going to set my right under eye with my Kat Von D setting powder on a brush, just kind of push that in like I normally would. I'm not baking or doing any kind of like heavy setting, just a regular old setting powder, pat it in with a brush. And if you could see up close, I'm not sure how much it picks up on camera. Obviously I still have fine lines under my eyes, but the lines are there. They're going to be there. But what I like about this so far is that it's not settling into the lines and emphasizing them more. What was going on with my Shape Tape was that it was just like literally like going into those lines and just like living in there like a little crevasse of concealer, and it was driving me nuts. I do want to see how it covers the tattoo on my wrist here. It's really awkward to get it on camera though because it's on my right hand and I'm right-handed and I'm just like twisting all around, so I'm just gonna pop some concealer onto it. I'm gonna have to mix two colors again because this is about the same color as my under eye area, right over the whole tattoo. And I'm gonna pat it in using my fingers, and then we'll see how it blends out with a sponge maybe. I don't know, we'll see what it seems like it needs. I mean, so far that's covered. In person, you can still see it through there a little bit, but we'll see, we'll see. quite frankly, on camera, that looks really, really covered. In person, I can still see it, but granted, it's like a quarter inch away from my face. So I'm just gonna, the second I blended it in, the tattoo is showing through again. So maybe not on this. To be honest, I'm not gonna walk around with a half covered tattoo. So this might come off. I'm gonna try a second layer and see how it works. Okay, that's how it looks after it's blended in with my fingers. On camera, from what I can tell in the monitor and like the little monitor on my phone, it looks covered on camera. In person, I can see it clearly through the concealer though. And to be honest, it's not blending with my skin nicely enough. It looks like utter dog shit, if I'm being perfectly frank with everyone here. I don't think I'll be going forth in the future using this to cover any tattoos. Not that I want to cover them anyway, but if I needed to for some reason, this ain't gonna be what I use to do it. Okay, so it looks great under my eyes. I really like the way my skin looks. To be honest, it doesn't feel that different from the side that's set and the side that's not. Like, it really sets down a lot on its own. It doesn't feel completely powdery, but it feels very skin-like on the side that I didn't set, which is this side. So I have high hopes for how it'll wear, regardless of whether I powdered it or not. So far, it's not sinking into my creases. I think that it's not very good at covering tattoos. You can definitely see my tattoo right through that, and it looks real cakey trying to cover it with 2 layers. So I'm going to remove that and just chalk that one up to a loss. I'm gonna go do my hair. I'm gonna film a few lip videos for Instagram, take some photos, and then I have to head out and go babysit my niece for a few hours. It's 11 o'clock now, so I'll do some check-ins throughout the day, and we will check in tonight again at 11 p.m. and that will be our ending point for this video. And I'll let you know, I'll let you guys know exactly how I feel about this concealer after having worn it for the entire day for the second day in a row. Excuse me. Hello. Okay, so it is about 2:30, which means I've had this on for about 3.5 hours. Pardon me for a second. I'm on babysitting duty, as you can tell, so I'm obviously putting this to the real test because, excuse me, I'm vlogging about concealer here. Can you tell the people how you think my concealer is holding up? Not interested. But yeah, it's been about 2.5 hours. I'm noticing that it is a little bit settled into my creases, but creases are there, so there's gonna be like some creasing involved no matter what I do. But generally, I think it looks pretty good. I think that it doesn't seem like it's moving. It doesn't seem like it's gathering. It doesn't seem like it's breaking up. It's still got good coverage, and as you can see, it's really being put to the test because I've got I've had some grubby little hands all over my face, and things are still holding up pretty well. So I'm gonna go be a good aunt. Yeah, I know. Okay, do you want to go rocket ship around the house? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go be a rocket ship, and then we'll check back in a couple hours. Okay, it is 6:11 p.m. These lights are way too close to my face. Ow, my eyes. Okay, it's 6:11, and as you can see, my makeup has taken a little bit of a hit because babysitting a 10-month-old will do that. She literally ripped my false lashes off of my face and handed them to me. I shit you not, she went like this. She pulled them off and then she handed them to me. So as you can probably see, I came up here into my studio lighting so we can actually see this up close and personal. My makeup actually is coming off on my nose and my chin and around my mouth, and I'm all red and weird looking. But where I use the Urban Decay concealer, we are still going very, very strong. Nothing has moved except on my nose where it breaks apart because of my glasses, but that's not where the concealer was anyway. That was foundation. And yeah, so 6:11 p.m. That means it's a little under 7 hours. So we're doing really well so far. I'm going to check in one more time before bed, which should probably be around 11-ish, and I'll let you know how it holds up until then. But yeah, so far, really, really good all around the eyes and on the lids too, regardless of the fact that there were grubby baby fingers in there, like pulling things off. The actual base that I put down, still not moving. So, so far it is doing quite well on the wear test. The claim on this is actually a 24-hour wear time, but I'm not putting makeup on for 24 hours. Like, I'm just not going to do that. So, we're going to test it for hopefully 12 instead, because 24, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not sleeping in my makeup. I'm just not. Like, I'm dedicated, but come on, I'm not gonna sleep in my makeup. Let's not get crazy. So yeah, the rest of me looks like hot dog shit, but that's actually holding up really well. So I'm impressed so far. I'm gonna go import the beginnings of this video and actually start editing it so we can get it up like sooner than later. And yeah. Oh, and I had some salmon for dinner and it was delicious. All right, I'll check in with you guys later. Bye. Hey guys, okay, it is 11 p.m. I would go upstairs, but my little loaf is on me and I don't want to move him until I absolutely have to. My little snuggle bug. Are you gonna move yourself and make me a liar? Oh my god, he just left me. You cold as ice. Overall, it held up really well. It's been 12 hours, for God's sake. I don't think it's gonna make it 24 hours, so that claim's a little crazy. I don't really think I'd ever want my concealer to last for 24 hours, to be perfectly honest. Like, who the fuck, what are you doing that you need that, honestly? But, that being said, I think it held up well for 12, considering, normally I would probably take it off more around like 8 or 9 hours, but it held up better than the rest of my face did. For the record, yes, I did put that concealer on the end of my nose as well, but that was rubbed off like directly by my niece when I was like wrestling around with her. Like, I felt the moment that it happened. So it just literally got wiped off, which, I mean, if you wipe your face, like, something's gonna come off. So as far as it being set versus not set, I see no difference in how it wore. So if I wear it again, which I'm going to, obviously, I actually really like this, so I'm gonna wear it probably a lot. I'm not gonna set it because I don't need to, which is awesome, because like, the less makeup you could wear, the better. Not that wearing a lot of makeup is bad, but I just would prefer to have less on my face if I don't have to. Like, I don't want to use excess products. This guy's trying to like build a nest down here, by the way. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Put my glasses back on so you guys can take me seriously again. Yeah, overall, this is a big hit. I like it a lot. I wouldn't wear it for 24 hours. Probably wouldn't even wear it for 12 again if I didn't have to. But if you're wearing it all day long, it lasts very nicely. I got my face smushed by a baby for several hours and it still looks pretty good. So that's a thumbs up for me. Honestly, I don't think there's a concealer in the world that can last like more than that. You know, so it's just a long wear concealer. It's not anything insane. It's not anything groundbreaking, but it's a very nice long wear concealer. There are a couple of things that I would change about it if I could. For example, I would choose to make the shades match the Naked Skin shades a little bit better. I think there's a pretty big gap between the lighter shade that I used and the darker shade that I used, and those are only one shade apart, so I don't really know why there would be such a big gap between the two of those. So I'm assuming that there's probably pretty big gaps between the shades in the whole range. I don't really know though. I didn't go through the whole thing. I do have them upstairs, so I'm going to take a look at it and I'll let you guys know what I think, maybe either in the description or just like on an Instagram video or something. Works nicely to spot conceal, but I definitely think it's better around the eye area. I'm not crazy about the applicator. It's not bad. There's nothing wrong with the applicator. I'm used to the paddle applicator on the Naked Skin concealer and or the big fat doe foot with a well in it that comes on the Tarte Shape Tape. I like those a lot better. This one says it has a well in it, but I felt like it was very small well, because I like stuck my finger in there to see if there was in fact a well at all, because it didn't really seem like there's a lot of product on the wand, and the wand itself seems like, I don't know, kind of like a little scratchy, maybe? It just doesn't feel like the nicest, most luxurious wand that I've ever used on a concealer, but it does the job. It's just, well, that's a nitpicky thing, to be honest, but it is a thing I noticed. If anything changes, I'll update you guys, but for now, I like it, and I would recommend it if you're looking for a new high coverage concealer that is long wear. Not 24 hours, because that's fucking crazy, but long wear indeed. I'm gonna go wash this off and then go to bed. Thank you guys very much for watching. I always appreciate it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, because that really helps me out, and I would love you for the rest of my life. That's a little bit of an exaggeration, but I would really, really appreciate it. Please do not forget to subscribe if you haven't already, because that's the best way for me and you to connect here on YouTube. And also don't forget to follow me on social media. I'm at Miss Quinface on all platforms. Specifically, I mostly do my thing on Instagram and Twitter, so come hang out with me over there. I like to post a new Instagram look every single day. I also post mini versions of the tutorials from here over there, and it's generally just a good time, and I would appreciate seeing you there. If you ever have any questions or anything that you would like to talk to me about, the best way to get in touch with me is Twitter. That is all I have to ramble about today. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see your butt in the next one. Night. Bye.